All right, guys, let's do a little recap of last episode. What do you two remember?
All right, so I believe we started at the burnt shack on the path, after we found like the can of tuna and stuff like that, and then we proceeded west.
The larger burnt shack, right?
No, the original one. Isn't that where we started?
Oh, the
You
one
started
that was
at-
completely rubble.
You started at the ranger station, I believe, and got attacked by a bear.
That
Yeah.
was that the beginning?
That was the beginning
that
of
was
last episode.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we were attacked by a bear.
Yep.
Tate
Birdie
shot him masterfully.
And then
Tate.
you guys didn't do any inspecting of the bear. You just left.
Correct.
which is strange. Yeah.
You just shot it and walked away. Hey, cool,
Yep. And then we proceeded down a path. After that, we found the first shack in the woods.
Yeah, you also found the ranger's letter.
The ranger's letter.
Or journal.
That's right. The one that mentioned like dynamic or dynamite and...
Nope, you found that one the episode before that.
Oh.
So in the shack, that you found this little shack that had a burned corpse in it. That was like one of the first things you found after going over the wire.
Ranger Obadiah Adams.
Yep.
His journal.
When you got to the old ranger station, the one that was all like burned down and fucked up, you found within the what used to be the top of the ranger tower that crumbled, you found a little lockbox or a drawer that had a journal in it.
That's right. And he was talking about how a lot of people with materials and stuff kept on going out.
Yep. Then afterwards, a bunch of shit started happening with the animals.
That's
like
right.
over aggression.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all after you guys got shot by that bear. Yep.
Shot the bear.
Shot the bear. Shot at by the bear. Yeah.
Some kind of shootout on March 28th. And he was relocated on the 29th. They said a gas leak of sorts.
That's right. Yeah, so there was a gas leak, supposedly, and that was the excuse they gave for moving old Jebediah. So yeah, we read that letter. We proceeded to head west. We stopped off the path to eat some food and kind of chill, and then we saw...
Got stalked by something.
Yeah, there was something out in the woods that we saw. It looked humanoid in shape, but we didn't actually encounter it.
I left him food, though.
You did leave him food, and then we proceeded west, and we came up to a fork in the path, one heading southwest, the other heading northwest, and we went northwest. And then we ran into some buildings, like a clearing with some buildings, and they were all burnt down.
The middle one had scorch marks. The other two also had scorch marks, just not as bad. But the middle one, the eastern, I believe it was eastern side of it had collapsed. The two long walls, right? One of them collapsed in, and the other still stood. And you could kind of get inside to look at stuff. But I mean, you guys haven't gotten to that building yet. But
Yeah.
From the periphery of the clearing, you could kind of make that determination.
And that's where we ended.
Correct.
Yep.
All right.
I
So
believe we're about to walk into the main building in the center.
cool.
So we open our scene with you two in the clearing. Dubois, you went, and I believe you went left and looked at the smaller kind of bunk shack.
Correct.
And then Sadesky, who plays Tate Clay, went and checked out what turned out to be a tool shed.
Correct.
And you guys are now approaching the centermost building?
All right. The way I see it, we get up there and we just count to 3 and open that bad boy and see what we got.
Are there any windows on the center building?
There are, but they are shuttered.
Birdie, I suppose you should probably lead with that shotgun then, huh?
Yeah. All right.
Tate will pull out his revolver and have it at the ready behind Birdie.
Count of 3. 1, 2. Birdie's going to open the door.
Opening the front door, there's a wall by the door with another door. And the room that you can see from where you're standing is just tossed and turned. There are 2 corpses inside this room that look identical to that one you had found earlier, just dehydrated husk. There's some desks, some tables, papers scattered all over. What do you do? That's what you see right now.
No
Birdie.
people?
Just the 2 corpses.
Birdie is going to enter the front door and clear the left corner.
And Tate goes to the right.
So, Birdie, you clear left with your shotgun?
Correct.
Okay, do you say anything? You're just jumping in?
I just go in and look left.
Okay. It's dark. You can't make out a lot. There is light that is peeking in through cracks in the building. There is a little bit of a hole from where the wall had collapsed over on the other side. And you look in, and you see essentially what I just described, right? There's 2 corpses, dehydrated, blackened, charred. You can see that from right where you're standing. You see a couple of tables pushed up against the windows and stuff like that. The door that you just opened up very slowly looks to have been forced in relatively recently.
Like the wrong direction or the right direction?
Like,
Like somebody would have forced their way in from the outside?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a chair on the floor that looks shattered, like maybe somebody had propped it up against the door handle and just beat the shit out of the door until the old chair broke.
Okay. Tate follows and goes kind of checks the right side.
The right side is just a wall, essentially, with a door. The door is locked or closed.
Birdie.
Yeah.
I got this room.
All right, cool. I'll keep an eye out here.
And Tate's going to go and try the door handle.
The door handle is locked.
Birdie, it's locked.
I kind of want to open one of these shutters to get more light in here.
Tate will kind of turn back. Go ahead.
Birdie's going to attempt to open up the shutter on the front left wall.
Okay. There's a table leaning up against where the shutter is. So I'm assuming you move that over.
Hey, we're going loud. Birdie is going to put, like, he's not just going to throw the table, right? He's going to lean it back and try to set it down without, he's not going out of his way to make more noise,
Okay.
but he understands that this is going to be, it's going to make noise.
Yeah. So you go ahead, you move the table, set it down as quietly as you can, but it kind of bangs around a little bit on the floor.
Yeah.
You push open the shutter and then take the little stick and stick that in there so it holds open. You let a lot more light in.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a little bit rustic in here. There's deer antlers hanging from the wall that you can see now. Go ahead and roll a spot hidden check.
That is 30. 30 under 70, I believe.
Is there anything in particular you want to look for before I just give you a general...
When Birdie opens the shutters, he's looking outside, so he's going to look out there quick, right? Just make certain everything. Okay, and then he's going to turn around and look into the room with doing his best to not block as much light so he can get a good sense of what's in this room.
So like I'd said, the room is a mess. There's a lot of like rubble and debris and branches and similar to all these other buildings, animal droppings and stuff like that. With your roll, you kind of notice that there's a nice thick layer of dirt and dust on a lot of stuff in here. However, it does also look like it's been disturbed. One of the bodies appears to have been moved. In fact, one of the arms and legs look to have snapped, like they are pretty brittle. And whoever moved that one did not make the same mistake with the other, but it looks like it was disturbed.
It looks like folks have been here before us.
While this is happening, Tate's going to put his ear up to the door and listen for anything. That door right to my right.
Roll a listen check.
That is 70 over 60.
You don't hear anything out of the normal. The forest, the wind blowing against the cabin or the lodge. The wood all kind of creaks a little bit. You almost feel like maybe this building's a little unstable. And Dubois?
Yes.
Birdie also finds a couple cigarette butts. One kind of over in the corner and another one over kind of by the rubble. Looks like somebody flicked it right into it.
You got a good way to get in here, Birdie? I'm pretty sure it's just both of us here right now.
Well, I'm thinking you could step back a ways and just give it a good boot.
It's if we trust this building enough.
I mean...
Let's
see here.
We should probably come back to this.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll find a key.
Tate wants to investigate the skeletons and then start opening up drawers and cabinets inside of this area.
How do you want to look at the bodies?
Looking at the bodies and kind of goes down and first wants to look at where they were drugged from or moved from. And then he's going to look at everywhere around them, rearranging parts of the bones or bodies, whatever's left there, for anything he can find. Then after that, he's going to kind of go desk to desk and drawer to drawer, opening up cabinets and cupboards and what have yous. Birdie, I'm going to check a little bit more specific. I kind of want to see if there's anything on these skeletons or hidden away here.
All right.
A key would be great. You notice anything?
I'll take a peek. I did find some fresher than normal cigarette butts over here. Might be the same as what you've seen.
Those ones on the ground?
Yep.
Are they the same?
They are the same brand, Apple Strikes, and they don't look all that old. Certainly not as old as everything else here.
Yeah, those are the same Apple Strikes.
All right.
And they kind of look a lot newer than the ones at the ranger station, and still newer yet than the ones we saw on the way here.
Yeah, we didn't get any intel on Creedmoor's preferred brand of cigarette as far as I can recall. But, there's a good chance this is from him and his party. We don't know that, but...
Yeah, I'm thinking you could be right. It's either him and his party or
there's some other folks out here.
whoever drugged the bodies around.
Yeah. You poke around.
Keep an eye out for me, would you?
You got it.
Thank you.
While he's digging around, Birdie's actually going to go over to the door that's locked, and he's just going to look at the door itself and the lock. He's going to size it up. How sturdy is this thing?
I'm going to make you roll for that.
Perfect.
Okay, Sadesky, please roll another spot hidden check for me. Or roll a spot hidden check for me.
Going up by 1. That's a 71 over 60.
Okay, with a 71, you open some of the drawers, and what you find inside is a mixture of glassware and some what you might think is digging equipment. So like some little trowels and shovels and like brushes and stuff like that. And then you also find, what's your education level?
70.
Okay, so it's pretty good. So you would recognize what like a beaker and an Erlenmeyer flask is. Opening the different cabinets and drawers, you find a myriad of scientific equipment. You find some corked, capped, and otherwise sealed jars and bottles of stuff. A lot of it, though, you can't make out what the label actually says, but it generally looks pretty mundane.
I'll grab a couple beakers.
Okay. The empty ones?
Are there? Oh, I thought there were full ones.
No. Most of the stuff is empty.
Okay, is there anything that's full?
There's a couple, yeah, but the labels are faded away.
I'll grab the full stuff. Anything that's full.
Okay. There are 5 that are full. One is kind of a darker color, one is a little bit yellow, and the other ones are clear. They all appear to have the same general viscosity.
Okay.
You're grabbing all of them?
Yes.
Are you, like, trying to put them in your bag, or are you...
I'm just grabbing them for now.
And putting them on a table?
Are they big?
They're maybe like a 250 milliliter. So, like, not small, but not large.
Holster the pistol and grab one brown, one yellow, and one clear one.
Okay.
Birdie, I'm going to step outside real quick.
What? The hell you got there?
I want to check out something with these. They got a whole bunch of science and digging stuff here. So,
What?
I think they're digging for something.
All right.
Trying to figure out something.
What are you doing with them flasks?
What do them science people do with the flask?
You're not going to start mixing stuff, are you? I mean, you could produce
on the ground.
On the ground, huh? Well, just be careful, man. Some of that stuff could be flammable or toxic. Heck, might have a nasty gas.
I'll watch myself. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Tate heads outside.
Tate heads outside with his 3 flasks. Meanwhile, Birdie, you're eyeing up the door and the wall that it is attached to. And you want to... What do you want to do? You want to figure out like how sturdy it all is?
Yeah, I mean, if this door is made of 4x4s, Birdie knows he can't kick through it.
Can I see your character sheet real quick?
Absolutely.
How about roll I'm going to say a difficult education. So that's half your education.
All right.
So you need to roll, what, a 46?
I rolled a 45.
Oh.
Wait, no, you said I have to take half away?
Well, so if your education is 70, and
73.
you're right, but like as an example, just for like simple math, right? If your education is 70, cut that in half, you have to roll below half that.
I rolled a 45 over 36 and a half.
Okay.
Is this a round up or round down game?
Let's just say in general, round down. Okay. I think that's generally what I do in a general sense.
Okay.
Generally speaking.
Generally
stick
speaking.
to that, generally.
Yeah. So, yeah, you look at the wall and the door and you think that, you're not really sure. It seems like it could be sturdy, but, your partner did say it seems a little fishy, and it might also be a little fishy.
Birdie's going to grab the handle. Is it a round knob? Is it a lever?
It is a lever.
Birdie's just going to grab it and kind of give it a good kind of shake, rattle it a little bit.
Okay. So, yeah, it's like one of the lever handles that has a little, like, keyhole right underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
You grab it and give it a good shake.
More like a push forward, pull back, apply force. Like, does this thing feel like it was stamped together at IKEA, or was it lovingly crafted by a master artisan,
It has a little bit of, like, just a very, very, very small amount of wiggle, but it doesn't move very much, no. It's pretty stiff.
Got it.
But, yeah, so that's what you got. What are you thinking?
Birdie's going to leave it alone and, well, he's going to poke around a little more. He's going to do his own cursory inspection of the bodies, but mostly with his eyes and his feet, like kind of just nudging.
So as you nudge them around with your foot and kind of look at them, they look gross.
Are they just straight up carbon, basically?
Closer to like beef jerky.
Got it. No clothes.
No. I mean, maybe they had clothes once upon, but no, there are no clothes on them.
Sounds
or
good.
it was a nudist colony. Who knows?
Birdie's going to... The room that has the locked door, he's going to get a better sense of its scope. How big is it based on what he can see? Is there like an interior window that leads into this locked room?
Did you say you're leaving the building to look for one?
No, because the room is inside the building.
Oh. Okay, so you're looking at the wall that holds the door to see if there's windows on it.
Correct. And there should be at least 2 interior walls for this room, right?
Yes.
If not 3.
Yes.
All right. How deep into the main structure does this room go? Is it like a 5 by 5 foot room? Is it a 15 by 15?
No, so the building in total is about 25-ish feet, you're guessing, without a tape measure.
Mm-hmm.
The walled off section is maybe 3/7 of the overall length of the building.
Perfect. Yeah, so it's a good 9 feet long.
Yep.
All right. Birdie is now done looking for little things. He's looking for a pry bar.
You don't see a pry bar.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around. I'll roll over your previous spot hidden. The room that you're in is pretty barren besides the stuff that your partner found.
What about the table legs?
The table legs are attached to the tables.
All right. Birdie's going to go over. Are they folding tables? Are they solid oak?
No, they appear to be very rudimentarily built. A couple 2x4s with some 2x4s with some like skinny poles and some nails.
Birdie's going to try to work one of the table legs off.
it would be really easy, so I won't even make you roll for it. You go ahead and pull one of the table legs off.
Birdie is going to go wedge that into the lever handle of the door, and he's just going to try to apply some force.
Roll a strength
Luck check.
Start with strength.
All right.
Let me see what the strength check is.
It's 24 under 50.
Ooh. Okay. Now roll a luck check. Sure.
38 under 45.
So you pry with this table leg. You really give it some elbow grease, man, and you break off the door handle. And the wall that it's attached to kind of moves. The whole building kind of shimmies a little bit.
Birdie is going to back up out the front door.
It seems like pretty unstable. You back out, and the building still stands. But you just kind of puckered up for a second there.
Oh, shit. All right. Tate.
What is Tate doing outside?
After Tate gets outside, he's going to quickly turn around and run back in. Don't mind me. Grab an empty beaker and run back outside.
Okay.
Not run, but like power walk. You know, hustle.
Yeah. He's motivated.
He wants to go like 25 feet out from the buildings, right? And dump half the bottle of the dark brown stuff onto the ground. Take 10, 15 steps back, light a match, and throw it at it. Anything happen?
You take the cork out. And you right away can smell what smells like gasoline. You would recognize this as a very distinctive smell, and it's very uncommon in this time period. It smells like gasoline a little bit. You dump it out, throw a match at it. It ignites.
Okay. Tate's gonna run up to a different spot and dump kind of the yellowish fluid on the ground, walk back, throw a match at it.
Okay. So you uncork the yellow one, pour that out, and then flip a match at it?
Yeah. No more than half the bottle.
Okay, no more than half the bottle. This one smells very gross. It smells like if for the modern listening audience, like if you just mixed every single harsh chemical you have under your sink right now and kind of let it fester in some like moldy sink soup. It's pretty fucking gross.
He holds it away from him after smelling it while dumping some.
And then you run away and you flip a match at it.
Nothing.
Nothing happens.
Okay, he's going to do the same thing with some of the clear.
Okay. Pop open the clear. Your education and all that's pretty high, so you'd probably recognize what pure alcohol smells like. Pour a little bit out. Flip the match at it. It lights.
2 of them are flammable. Well, let's see what happens. And he's going to take his empty beaker and mix equal parts of all 3 of them.
Okay, so you pour the clear one, and then you pour the brown one, and then you start to, that real stinky one, you start to pour that in, and this brownish, yellowish smoke starts to come up out of it. It singes the bejesus out of your nose and starts to like really burn your eyes, like
Okay,
really, really bad.
He would stop instantly.
Okay, so you like pour it a little bit in, and then it's this smoke up into your face. It's like 50% as bad as being pepper sprayed.
What the fuck? We're not doing that anymore. And Tate's gonna make his way towards one of these smaller outbuildings.
Okay.
And he's going to take the bottle of the mixture and just huck it at the side of the building.
Okay. Crash. Smoke.
And then he takes the bottle of clear and hucks that at it.
Okay. Crash. Splash.
Where is Birdie while this is occurring?
You walk outside after breaking the door handle just then as he's throwing the flasks at the building.
What the hell are you doing? Tate,
right as you're throwing that second flask, out comes Birdie.
It leaves my hand And I watch it hit as Birdie walks out, and I just look over at him.
The hell you doing?
Science, Birdie! Exactly what they were doing here.
I doubt that's exactly what they were doing here.
It makes some sort of burn your skin shit.
Well, I'd say quit mixing then. By the way, I don't know, the interior looks like folks barricaded themselves in there, right? I mean, tables leaning against.
You think so?
Well, tables leaning against the shuttered windows. Side of the building collapsed. I mean,
there was a chair
up against the door. I mean, there was a battle here.
I suppose that checks out.
Well, seeing as how you're out here breaking shit and making noise, I really want to get inside that locked room. And
did you make your way in?
Well, I broke the handle off and felt like the whole building was going to come down.
Well,
so I got an idea.
What's your idea, Birdie?
I'm going to shoot that lock with the shotgun. I'm going to do it from...
We don't want the whole building to collapse, Birdie.
Well, I think we kind of do.
Can I try something first?
Just remember, man, the walls shook. Bad. What are you thinking?
And Tate makes his way over towards the window. We saw the shutters from the inside. And there's nothing structural about them. I don't think they're very strong.
All right, you just want to open up the shutter?
I think we just bash it in from out here.
That's a damn good plan.
Tate will take his wrapped up rifle and smash out the windows. Then reel back again once he gets the window smashed. Clear out some of the glass and try to smash through the shutter on the inside.
With your Craig Jorgensen.
The buttstock of it.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have done this before.
Roll a strength check and tell me what your dice say. And compare that to your strength check.
My dice say 89 over 55.
Okay, so you do all that, and then you take your rifle and give it a good bah! The butt of your gun thuds against the shutter.
Birdie, these are some nice shutters they got.
Well, let me give it a shot. Birdie's going to grab the table leg.
Okay.
And he's going to assess the shutter. See if there's any way to get some leverage or if he just has to smash his way through.
Looking at it, you don't really see like a super good way to get purchase with it. Like the table leg's kind of thick. The window is not very big. These windows are kind of like a 2x3 situation. They're not large. So yeah, you don't see. So he would just beat on it.
He would grab it and, similar to a butt stroke, kind of a jab with it. He'd give it a couple whacks and see if it's worth the effort.
Okay, well, roll a strength check and tell me what you get.
I rolled an 11 under 50. That's a critical success.
Okay, so Clay kind of clears out the glass and everything and then gives it a good, smack with the butt of his gun. You come over with your table leg. And you give it a good wind up. You're about to butcher a hog, or you're like a Spartan at Thermopylae. You're like, take it, Persian, right through the shutter. And the table leg gets kind of stuck. You've busted a hole in it. Table leg gets stuck, but you manage to pull it out. But the shutter is still shuttered.
Tate's nursing his arm.
Birdie is going to strategically position the table leg in the hole he made and use that as a lever to push this thing in.
Okay. Give me another luck check.
55 over 45. Critical fail.
You stick it in and you're trying to maneuver it in such a way to really pry it open. You can feel the table leg brushing up against something really, really solid. And then you go to give it another good tug, maybe put your body weight on it. You snap the table leg.
All right. Well, that plan sucked.
Try your shotgun, Birdie.
Birdie's going to take the shotgun out, put it to his shoulder, and fire around right at the shutter.
Strategically.
But yeah, not like just in the dead center. He's gonna widen the hole. All right, fuck it. Boom.
Are you doing both barrels or just the one?
Oh, he's a one barrel at a time kind of guy.
Okay, he's economical.
Yes.
Okay, how
Real man.
How very wise of him. Okay, so you punch a fist-sized hole right next to your table leg-sized hole. What do you do?
Do you think that'll...
Flip it around and give it a butt stroke right next to the hole.
Well, it might just slide open now.
A testing butt stroke.
Okay, so you clearly moved something on the other side. The shutter is now... It has a little play to it, maybe an inch or two. It's not opening all the way. And now the hole is large enough that you can see something like really, really solid and metal is in front of it.
I think we keep trying.
I mean, let's... how high up is this shutter?
It's like you got to kind of like be on your tippy toes a little bit to get up to it.
Tall building.
Yeah, it ain't short.
Man, there's something leaned up against... Probably another... Actually, Birdie's going to push the shutter in as far as it can go, and then he's just going to stick his hand in through the hole. Maybe it's just his fingers, depending on the size of the hole, and tap whatever's on the other side of it.
Tung, tung, tung. Some pretty thick, hollow metal.
Some thick, hollow metal.
Yeah, you hear that tung, tung, tung type of sound.
Dude, I bet you 50 cents says there's a filing cabinet in front of this thing. Birdie's going to push against the thing and see if there's any wiggle room to maybe get a rocking motion with it.
Tate will make his way inside.
Okay, Tate, what do you do inside?
Birdie, what the hell happened to the door handle?
Told you I broke it.
He's going to try the door, see if it'll push open.
It does not.
Tate wants to take a look at the door and try to figure out if he can figure out where the locking mechanism would be.
You can see that there is a keyhole underneath where the door handle was,
Okay.
but that's all you can visually identify.
Assuming it's directly to the left of that, Tate will put his revolver an inch away and take a shot.
Okay, so you put your revolver up to the like lock and you pull the trigger?
Well, like, just to the left of it, trying to shear the bolt.
Oh, I see. Okay. And you have a 430 cal pistol? 40 cal pistol.
Yeah, 40.
Okay, so it's not small. You pull the hammer back. Put it up. Boom! Pull the trigger. And you leave a Coke can sized hole. What do you do?
Preparing himself to jump out the front door, he steps back and take a big fucking kick at where this door handle used to be.
Roll a strength check.
There's a 42 under 55.
42 under 55.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you give it a good... Gong! You manage to get the door open, actually.
Then I jump outside.
Roll a luck check.
83 over 35.
You kick the door, and it goes in. The building starts to shake, wobble a little bit. And then you hear something crack. As you're jumping out of the building, you hear something crack, and then crumble, and then tumble. And then like the room that you guys were in caves in. That outside wall kind of like pushes inward a little bit, but only on that side.
Oh, shit. It looks like you got it, huh? Birdie's outside. Did the whole building just collapse?
That half of the building collapsed.
Huh.
The part that you were just in has now collapsed.
Tate will try to sneak around the other side of the building.
We just
Before
made
Birdie
so
sees
much
him.
noise. What are you trying
Before
to...
Birdie sees him.
Okay, and then what?
Birdie's standing like... So I don't think that's possible because there's the front door and then the window that I'm on. So
So you jumped out the same side that he's at right now.
He like hung his head in shame and snuck around the corner.
Oh,
Like, you don't see me.
I mean, shit, we knew that was likely to happen. Quit playing grab ass and let's see if we can't figure anything out with this.
We gonna look for stuff through the rubble now?
I mean, who knows?
Oh,
Well, I mean, it was the only locked door in this place.
working together.
Yeah. Birdie's gonna assess from the outside.
Okay, from the outside, the 4/7 of the building that you guys were in that had the two corpses and science-y stuff and tables and what have you has collapsed in on itself. The other 3/7 of the building with the locked door that you shot open and then kicked appears to still be kind of sort of standing. Like the eastern wall has collapsed, and so it's kind of in this awkward-ish triangle. It appears that the roof is still held up by something, but not as high as it used to be.
And the door's open.
Well, you can't see that because it is all rubble now.
Okay.
Where that door is now inaccessible.
Yeah.
You know, we might have just made a ton of noise and spent some rounds for diddly. Let's just poke around. Let's not go inside. Let's see if we can't. Dude, I think this is a lost cause.
Birdie,
Yeah, let's check and head out.
Birdie, you were trying to kind of get some leverage with that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a roll you think you could make that would work for that?
For the leverage?
Yeah.
Birdie is pissed, right? Like, God damn it, this ain't supposed to work. And he's gonna grab the shortened end of the table leg that's snapped, but there's still some usable left, I assume. And he's just gonna jam it into a likely looking wedge and fucking heave.
Okay. How heavy is your character?
Birdie is, I'd say he'd be 5'11", 190 pounds.
Okay, so you do as you said, right? Stick the short end in there and then give it your all.
He's not going to pull a disc, you know?
Right. But he's like if you were to hang on it and give it his full weight again.
Yes.
It's a shorter stick now, so it's a lot harder to break.
Yep.
You get less leverage on it though, but it doesn't break. But you feel the thing that you're trying to move a little bit.
He's going to redouble his efforts like, come on, you. Hey.
Tate will join and help.
Tate. Well,
I got you, Birdie.
You hear, as you both get into it and you're both like really pulling down on it. Something big and loud on the other side seems to have fallen and smashed. And you hear something big, heavy, and metal hit the ground behind the shutter. This part of the building kind of wobbles a little bit too. It's now more unstable than it was previously, with the other half still intact. But very fortunately, it does not give way.
You want to sneak in there and peek around, Birdie?
Yeah. Give me a hand up real quick. I ain't going in right away. I'm gonna get my head up there and look around.
Tate will kind of put his hands down so Birdie can step up and try to hoist him up a bit.
So Birdie's gonna have his hands on the windowsill, and he's gonna get up so like he has plenty of room to kind of see around there.
Peeking in to this window with the little bit of light that is coming in, like around your head and body, you are able to make out what looks like a row of lockers, almost like an armory. You also see a really tall, big safe, and you see the back of what maybe would be a filing cabinet, but could also be more of these lockers. They are made of what appears to be rather thick metal with locks on each of them, except for the safe, of course, which has its big padlock and everything.
Huh. Well, Tate, looks like we found ourselves the armory.
Well, that seems pretty necessary to us now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Birdie
What's in there?
is going like lockers in a safe.
Can you get into the safe?
Well, I mean, not without the combo or the key.
It's a big safe, too.
Yeah, she's a sizable one. Birdie is going to look in the room and just, does this look like if I sneeze in here, it's going to crumble and kill me?
Yeah, it looks like the roof is kind of being held up by the row of lockers and safe on the other end of the building.
Yeah, this is bad. This is real bad.
One of the lockers does look to be open, though.
All right. There's an open... It looks like there's an open one. I'm going to... Tell you what. Here. Birdie's going to swing one leg in and, like, have one arm outside of the building. You hang on to my arm. If I make any kind of noise, you just pull. Okay?
You got it, Birdie.
Birdie's going to ease into the room, testing the footing and everything. How far away is the apparently open locker? Is this something he can reach from the window, or does he have to get into the room?
You would have to, like, get into the room.
All right. Well, fortune favors the bold. I'm going in.
Do you want something to hold on to?
I got to go too far in for that.
What is do you have, like, a dexterity stat?
I have a dex of 70.
I'm going to roll it secret for you,
Okay.
if I may.
Yeah, you may.
So you get one step in there, and you're kind of holding on to the, like, window sill. You get one step, and you're, like, walking on this, like, locker that you shot at and managed to push over, and it's 5 locker wide array that is bolted together. There's a hole now in the back of it where you shot it. And the one that's open across from you, you very delicately holding on, and then you have to let go, reach over. You grab the open locker. Do you
Yes.
open it?
Yes. Very carefully.
You said your dex was a 70?
Correct.
Okay. So you managed to get the locker open just a little bit, cracking it. You can see inside what looks like a helmet. It looks like the helmet would cover, like, the full face. You see metal tubes into a nose piece. Below 2 rusted holes, which contain broken glass. The rest of the suit, as you manage to get it open, it appears to be a light brown material, and you see some red stripes. Your right foot slips a little bit, and you kind of, like, lean into that locker a little too hard, and you push, and the roof of the building starts to move, and some logs peep down a little bit and start to collapse around you. What do, Sadesky? What does Tate Clay do? You notice this, standing there right there at the window.
Birdie, get out.
Birdie is going to turn and leap towards the window.
Roll a dex check to grab his hand. Tate Clay.
17 under 35.
You manage to just grab his hand to give him just enough pull to get him halfway out the window where you're able to push yourself the rest of the way out as the building collapses in.
Jesus.
Holy. Birdie,
Yeah.
you good?
Birdie's going to do the...
Tate's going to check Birdie over.
Yeah. Birdie's going to pat himself down like, I think so.
You scratched yourself a little bit trying to get out. You weren't paying attention to the nails and splinters on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
You carved your arm up a little bit, not enough to take damage, but it'll hurt.
Oh, yeah. That was close.
Curiosity killed the cat, Birdie.
Man.
I say we move.
Well, yeah. Well, hold on. Let me tell you about this real quick.
Let's walk and talk.
All right, cool. Let me get my bearings. Birdie's going to roll a cigarette real quick and take a swig of water.
Seeing
His
that.
canteen.
Are his hands kind of shaking as he's rolling it up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Seeing that, Tate also smokes a cigarette.
Okay. So the building now is in rubble. You can see certain parts of it are a little taller than others. There's some brown from some of the scorch marks. There's some green from some of the plant life that was growing into the building and now is forever buried within it. Standing there smoking your cigarettes, taking deep breaths, both of the tobacco and the oxygen of the forest, you do kind of see the corner of something metal, just barely poking out of just tons of, logs and 2x4s and roofing materials.
Is that what you're going after, Birdie?
What's that?
Look right there. It's some metal corner.
Huh. That could be one of them wall lockers. Heck, that might have been corner of the safe. I don't know.
Let's try to clear it quick.
All right, you first, man. I gotta get my bearings.
Taps him in the chest a little bit. What are you talking about? That was nothing for a guy like you. Come on, horseman.
All right. All right, let's go. Birdie is going to see if there's any way to clear some debris away to take a peek at more of this.
Tate alongside. Actually, Tate's probably leading this operation right now.
What does Tate do? How does he lead?
Judging by what's around the area of this corner, right, he's going to start clearing stuff from this corner, you know, trying to pull and move logs away or brush debris away. The odd stone or two, whatever shingle, whatever would have fallen on this.
Getting up on top of the pile now, you're able to move a little bit this way and a little bit that way and kind of brush off some of this. You're able to reveal a little bit more of this corner, and it does, you would think, resemble, just because Birdie had mentioned it earlier, you would think, yeah, it makes sense that this would be the top of a safe.
I don't think we're getting anywhere with this, Birdie.
Yeah, it didn't look open to me when I looked at it. Didn't get a great look at it. Well, tell you what, let's move a little bit more and see if this bad boy's shutter, if it's locked tight, we move on. If it's ajar, well, we got some digging.
Birdie, it's not a jar, it's a safe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot I'm dealing with a Navy man. A jar is akin to being open slightly while we're moving rubble away. So anyway, I got a peek into one of them lockers, and you know something? It looked... You ever read Jacques Cousteau? You know,
That might have been on my reading list.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Well, either way, they talk about... You got them suits for being underwater. Big old helmets. Something kind of like that was in there. It had a big helmet with the eye pieces and tubes running all up towards its face. And kind of a heavy brown material for the suit itself. It looks strange. It's really strange being out here.
I think if we go further in, we might find out why.
Yeah, agreed.
Granted,
Agreed.
we don't have the suits now. Somebody brought the building down.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I don't know about you. I wasn't going to put one of them on anyway.
I'm probably just unlucky.
Yeah, well, let's clear away a bit more and see if the door to this safe's open or shut tight.
On three.
You're not really able to remove much more debris than would reveal half of the very top corner. That's really it. To get to actually opening the door, you'd have to clear away a ton. You'd need like a crew of people here.
Yeah, Birdie, I don't think it's working.
Yeah.
Maybe we can come back with a few horses and pull it out, but...
Well, I'd like to get a horse.
Can I have both of you roll a spot hidden check for me?
21 under 70.
55 under 60.
Standing on top of the rubble, trying to clear it off, you guys are having your conversation. Clay, out of the corner of your eye, you notice something dark off in the distance.
Slaps Birdie in the arm, gently.
The sun is now starting to set. You guys have been here for the rest of the day. Your stomach grumbles a little bit as you realize it's maybe dinner time. And then you look over at this dark figure in the woods, and you recognize it. It looks similar to what you'd seen earlier that day when you stopped to eat.
Birdie, it's back. It's back.
Where?
Whatever we saw when we ate earlier.
Where at?
And he points right over there.
Oh, shit.
Just kind of darted off.
Birdie, you look over to where Clay just pointed. You don't see it there anymore because it darted off. Your eyes move around the woods, and then you see a figure off in the distance. It's maybe 30 yards away to your left.
Oh.
Clay,
Give me some food. Give me some food.
you look over there, out of the periphery of your eye to your right, you look over and you see another one.
There's a few of them, Birdie.
All right, fuck your food. Get your rifle out.
Something looks to shine a little bit on the one to your right just before it darts into the woods. The one on the left is now gone.
All right, new plan. Birdie is going to pull out his shotgun, pop the breech, remove the spent shell, and get a fresh one in there.
What's your plan, Birdie?
I mean, right now we're standing on a pile of rubble, and we got unknowns running around in the woods, and they're moving quick.
Kind of hope we can be friends with them. Part of me thinks they might have been burning down stuff like this.
Something tells me they ain't our friends. All right, friends come up, and they say hi, and they wave,
Or
and
they're
they have a
scared
chat.
of you.
Or they're scared of us. Yeah. I'm not getting the sense of wild animals here. I'm getting the sense of creepy dudes out in the woods sizing us up.
We haven't been shot yet.
I didn't see a gun.
That could be a plus for us, Birdie.
Hell yeah, it's a plus.
Let's get moving a little bit.
Well, I mean, right now we're in a clearing. That means we can see them coming, right? If we're on that trail, they could be right up on us before we know. I say we stick tight here.
I'm talking get our backs to something.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Probably both of us, I'm assuming, start making our way, checking our surroundings, and putting our backs to one of the cabins around us.
I say we go into that bunk. We can barricade the door. We can cover the windows. We can build a little fire or something in there, and we can, at least then we have walls around us.
I'm agreeing with you. I just hope it works out better for us than it did for these guys.
True, but it's without walls. We're just out in the open.
I got your back, Birdie. Let's make our way into it.
All right, we're gonna make our way into the shed. While we still have daylight, Birdie's goal is to get into the bunk room, and then wait, we have camping gear and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a means of light? Candles or...
Yeah, I mean, you both have hurricane lantern tied to your backpack.
Perfect. All right, let's get in there. How about this? I'm going to stand right out at the front door. You get in there and just kind of set it up how we need to have it set up, and I'm going to keep an eye out here.
Sounds like a plan.
Can I have you both roll a listen check?
I rolled a 9 under 60.
I rolled a 96 over 60.
As you guys jump down off of the pile of rubble, you look around. You don't see anything right away, but Birdie, you can hear shuffling and twigs cracking all around the clearing just as the sun starts to hit that point where it's turning pink. You can hear just on the other side of the rubble this...
All right, move to that right now. Move to the bunker now.
Moving.
We got folks
going.
close.
You hear footsteps quickly from multiple directions.
Birdie is going to run to the shed, head on a swivel.
So you guys hop off of the rubble and you're on your way to bunk shed.
Yes.
And you hear footsteps from behind it.
Now, because I can hear them,
Yeah.
I can guesstimate, are they 10 feet away from me or 30 feet away from me? Like,
They are like directly on the opposite of the rubble, about to come around the corner. So they are maybe 15 to 25 feet, you would guess, based on your listen check. And the pitter-patter of the footsteps is pretty loud over there, but you can hear more around you. It's hard to guess exactly how many individuals are coming towards you.
Birdie is just gonna Tate, and he's gonna turn around 180 degrees and pull that shotgun up right down the side of the building, waiting for him to come around.
What's going on?
Gun up!
Tate will pull out his pistol. Have Birdie's back.
What's your dex, Clay?
35.
And yours is 73?
Correct.
Birdie, you are first in initiative order. Being able to hear this sound, you flip around and look, and the corner of the rubble, right around it comes this person. It's a person. That's the first thing that comes to mind is a person. 2 legs, 2 arms. One of the arms is holding what looks like 2x4, some kind of clubbing thing. And you look up and you see, I mean, essentially the same thing you saw in that locker. You see something along those lines.
Yeah.
And it's running at you really quick, uncomfortably quick, especially for the, like, noises it's making.
Is it faster than a normal human being can run?
No, it is a normal human speed, though fast. Not like the fastest, not like Usain Bolt or something, but it is quick enough to like, whoa. But you are faster. You turn around. It is your turn. What do you do?
I'm shotgun to shoulder, and I'm putting her around center mass.
One or both barrels?
One barrel.
Go ahead and roll to shoot.
All right. 57.
What is your shotgun stat?
60.
So you hit.
Okay, Birdie turns around, brings the shotgun up to his shoulder, and he looks down the barrels. And he's braced. He's ready. He sees that guy run around the corner, and he just lines those barrels up right on his chest. Right? He's not going for the head. He's not, and he, boom, pulls the trigger.
A nice fist-sized hole opens up. You can see the forest from behind the thing for just the blink of an eye. A single frame. It goes flying backwards 3 feet. Its back hits the ground and it slides a little bit. It does not move. Next up, you hear more feet racing towards you. Clay, directly to your 2 o'clock, right? If you're facing the bunkhouse that you guys are running toward, are you like still facing the bunkhouse, I assume? It hasn't been your turn yet.
Yeah, I said I took 36, so.
So yeah, to your 2 o'clock, you can see one of these black silhouettes is rushing out of the forest. It looks humanoid. You see a head, arms, legs. You see a brownish kind of uniform with some really faded red lines throughout it. And did you ever describe what the thing in the locker looked like to him?
Yeah, like a deep sea diving suit.
Right. And you see something that looks very similar to this.
Oh, like a gas mask.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. And it runs out of the forest, out of the woods, into the clearing. It is like 20-ish feet from you. Then you hear another one coming. You don't see this one, but it sounds like it's opposite of the bunkhouse. It is now your turn.
Birdie, I got 2 more. He has his revolver out. That's one shot, or?
You would have 1 or 3. If you fire 3 times, all 3 of them are difficult. So you would take half of your actual shooting stat.
Okay, he's just gonna put his arm out. Bow! Take a shot at him. And I roll a 60, which meets my skill of 60.
Okay, roll damage.
6 points of damage.
Okay. You fire at it, and you manage to hit it right in its left shoulder. It recoils. Its body really feels that impact. It doesn't fall on its back, but it is clearly hurt pretty bad. You hit it somewhere that I assume Clay has shot men before.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Something is wrong here. It doesn't go down the way that a man would, having been shot where you just shot it in kind of the left shoulder-ish area. Most people, outside of an extreme case of adrenaline, would be knocked back down. But this thing there's this big puff of dust behind it, and it recoils backwards, but it doesn't do what a normal person would do having been shot that way. Then, from the other side of the bunkhouse comes a third one. It runs, you can hear it coming from the woods, and then it comes just around the corner. Right then, Birdie, it's your turn.
All right. Do I still hear another one? Because I heard more than one where I was facing?
No. So you can hear from where you're standing, you can hear the one on the other side of the bunkhouse, and you can maybe see it a little bit peeking out from the other side. It would get cover if you shot at it. And directly behind you, you can see the one that Clay just shot.
Birdie is going to turn to his left, checking out the bunker. He's waiting for the one to come around the bunker.
I want to add something a little bit. So when it comes around the corner of the rubble, coming around the corner, you see almost exactly what looks like what was in that locker. 2 glass eye holes with a large nose piece and a tube going to some container, presumably behind it. This brown... thick fabric, but it's ripped up and there's buttons missing and these faded red streaks.
Birdie is going to turn to his left to ready up for the one that is on the opposite side of the bunkhouse.
Okay, so yes, if Birdie wants to take aim on you're aiming at the side of the bunker that you can, or not bunker,
Side of the bunkhouse,
bunkhouse.
where I believe I can hear this thing, and I'm pretty certain it's going to come out this side.
Okay, so kind of the left side backing up Clay. Okay, you're readying your action. Clay, the one that you just shot continues to run toward you, and you can now very clearly see and hear this. It has this like really gross, labored breathing through whatever apparatus kept the inhabitant alive at one point. Just like, and it manages to recover from that shot and close that 20 feet up to you. And then it goes to take a swing, but it is not its turn. It used its turn to get up to you. Right then, the other one on the other side of the bunkhouse, you can hear it, Birdie, moving up down the wall, and then you get a shot at it. Go ahead and roll to hit.
That is an 11, so critical success.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll damage with a extra die.
Would that be close combat or no?
He would get the full 4d6, yeah.
16.
Boom! So right as it gets past the bunkhouse and it's starting to close the distance toward Clay, right as you get a full shot on it, you pull that trigger, hammer hits, the barrel ignites, and just a full load of buckshot hits that son of a bitch right in the head. The head, neck, and a little bit of the collarbone is just fucking vaporized. The impact is so violent that the body doesn't go flying backwards. It just kind of, the head vaporizes, goes away, and the body just crumbles right there. It is now Clay's turn. This thing is up close to you, close enough to start swinging at you.
Not wanting to ruin too much of whatever it's wearing, Tate, still arms outstretched, revolver trained on him, trains the revolver towards the heart area and pulls another shot off.
If you're going to specifically aim at the heart, I will make you roll disadvantage. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Feel like that's fair?
Sure. That is a 10
Oof.
and a 33 under 60.
You shoot at it, it recoils, runs up towards you. You hear more movement to your right as something goes around the bunkhouse. Birdie, boom, on Overwatch, blows it the fuck away. You, with this one up in your face, pull your gun up, try to shoot it in the heart, roll damage.
I rolled 7 points of damage towards the chest area.
7 points, you hit it, and you put a nice sized hole in its chest, and dust kind of goes out the back. It goes flying backwards and hits the dirt, and it doesn't move. Its hand twitches a little bit. The item it was holding with malice previously releases, and it continues to twitch a little bit before it stops moving.
Birdie is going to breach his shotgun and reload real quick.